All right. I hope you all are doing well. Please smile often, good for health, and don't be stressed. I know many of the things that you're studying these days could be very conceptual, and you may think that, judicial overreach, judicial activism, judicial review, you're hearing these terms for the very first time. Don't stress. I think we have wrapped up our geography beautifully well. We've done the same with economics, and you can see that in your mock tests if you are appearing for any. And it's my guarantee that polity will be done in a brilliant fashion, the way we did history to all the other subjects. It is my favorite subject. So this is supposed to be the best one and should be the strength of any and every misfitter. Okay. We will go slow, but eventually in the long drawn journey, you will realize that this slow focus on foundations was worth it. So don't stress. Just keep on revising lectures, keep on viewing the recordings. And I'm not sure if I'm audible or not. I think I am. Okay, good. And please have fun along the journey. Don't miss out on smiling or taking care of your health. But yes, let's look at the health of India to begin with. The Election Commission of India had announced a schedule for the Lok Sabha polls yesterday. What does it mean? It means that we now have some timelines for when Modi ji will be the Prime Minister again for the third time. Does anyone even doubt that? Can anyone tell me why BJP will not win elections again? Just look at the amount of money BJP has raised to invest in its campaign. Compare that money to the second largest opposition party, almost 7 to 8 times more than Congress. And with that money in hand, what can you not do? With money in hand, you weave narratives. What does that mean? Weaving narratives. The moment you achieve certain level of wealth, you will weave narratives because that is exactly how you will rule. And that is exactly how rulers across the world, across ages have ruled. It is not a surprise when Jeff Bezos attained a certain level of wealth. What did he do? He bought a media company, Washington Post. Ambani ji bought Network 18. Adani ji bought NDTV. Elon Musk bought Twitter. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Any smart individual would do the same. Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, Akbar, the Mughal emperor, he bought the Network 18 of those days, Abul Fazl. Why? So that Abu Fazl could chronicle Akbarnama and Akbari. If you were to read Akbarnama, what does it talk about? It just glorifies Akbar's accomplishments. What a wise ruler, what a just ruler, what a benevolent ruler. Why was Harsha such a great ruler? We all saw that. Such a remarkable ruler. But why? Because he said so. He himself wrote Ratnavali, Priyadarsika, and those books, and through those books, he projected an image of a just and a cultured ruler. He fostered narratives. He fostered and weaved a story, wove a story of a golden rule under his rule, golden age under his rule. Money is a very powerful tool, but only and only if you know how to use it. Why is Nikhil Kamath running a high production podcast? He says it's just a conversation that I do with the people around. Because he knows that is exactly how he will control that his narrative. Even before starting his podcast, what did he do? He had to pay money to other influencers. And even with that, he could not control the narrative. But now there is no need. What an astute businessman building a case for capital accounts convertibility. We saw that capital accounts convertibility. BJP will win elections because they have the money. Yes. And with that money, they are beautifully weaving the narratives. And those narratives will not be just confined to newspaper editorials. Or, in fact, these narratives that they are weaving, they will be etched in the memories of future generation. How? Because now there are high production movies. Article 370. There was one, Uri, before the 2019 elections. And there will be Ivy League educated journalists laying prostrate to their leaders. And I will show you a video in a second of the same. There's a book called Bal Narendra. Stumbled upon it a few days ago. Childhood Stories of Narendra Modi. Anyone gone through it? That book tells the story of our honorable Prime Minister, his tough childhood, how he used to clean his house, his room, the way he's cleaning India today, how he took care of his family, the way he's doing it today. There's a story about fundraising for school, how he saved drowning friends, how he fought crocodiles. Seriously, there's a story around that. BJP has left no stone unturned, and that is remarkable. Should be appreciated. BJP will win elections, not because just that they are brilliant at managing scale, but also because India has a useless opposition party, one of the most useless opposition political party that we have. Rahul Gandhi ji and his coterie has single-handedly ruined the culture of a strong opposition. And if he genuinely cares for India, he should pay way for someone else. And it is a shame that India does not have a strong opposition. Opposition is needed. At least BJP has a prime ministerial face. A face that has done something. Whether you agree with his work or not, that's a different story. But here Rahul Gandhi ji has done nothing. How many times has he been the chief minister? Zero. How many times has he been a minister? Zero. And why he did not take any such position? Because when you take these positions, you are held accountable for your deeds. See, in today's day and age, it is very convenient to be siloed as a BJP Bhakt or anti-national of Congress. And these labels and these doling out labels will definitely ruin India. We need to speak for India. We don't have to speak for BJP or Congress. Someone who is at the center will be hated by everyone. Those on the left will hate him. Those on the right will hate him. But someone has to be on the center. Please do not align with any ideology. I know you will stumble upon many in the road to elections. Please stand for India, not for the minions of BJP or Congress or TMC. These useless parties are useless. Come and go. The leaders will come and go. India has to remain forever. Our heart, our soul should stand for India every single time. And please have the spine and courage to stand for unbiased truth. If something is wrong, tell that. If something is right, tell that. Don't align, don't cherry pick your ideology. Let's watch a video that's going viral and let me know your thoughts on that. See, the video is in Hindi, and don't worry, we'll convert this we'll translate this into English. Someone would do the same for those who cannot comprehend Hindi, but you will get the gist of it. Can you all say it?
भारतीय जनता पार्टी को बड़ा फायदा हुआ है क्योंकि भारतीय जनता पार्टी पावर में, ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला। और अभी राहुल गांधी ने तो स्टेटमेंट कर दिया कि दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी उगाही का अगर कोई जरिया है तो इलेक्ट्रोल बॉन्ड है। मालूम नहीं इनको कौन ये सब लिख कर देता है। मैं पोजीशन आज देश की जनता के सामने स्पष्ट कर देना चाहता हूं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी को अप्रोक्सीमेटली 6,000 करोड़ के बॉन्ड मिले हैं। टोटल बॉन्ड 20,000 करोड़ के हैं। तो 14,000 करोड़ के बॉन्ड कहां गए? मैं बताता हूं। टीएमसी को 1,600 करोड़ के मिले, कांग्रेस को 1,400 करोड़ के मिले, बीआरएस को 1,200 करोड़ के मिले, बीजेडी को 775 करोड़ के मिले और डीएमके को 639 करोड़ के मिले। अब अगर 13 राज्यों में
Okay, anyone, any thoughts on what was said? Sounds very confident. Makes a lot of sense in whatever he said. No? So what do you think? Anushka?
So major share, if we see, is definitely owned by BJP, and he did say that people say that since BJP is in power, Rahul Gandhi is saying that they are getting money. But then he is saying that the remaining 14,000 crores is divided amongst other parties in comparatively small shares, although the bigger chunk is with BJP.
Okay. So what is he basically saying? What data is he quoting? Quoting correct data is not being anti-national. No? With all due respect, whatever Amit Shah ji said, it is factually incorrect. And I'm astounded not by him. He is without a doubt an incredible communicator. I'm astounded by the people in the audience clapping. Astounded by the reporter laid prostrate in the feet of the master. Couldn't even ask a decent follow-up question. Whatever Amit Shah ji said, it is factually incorrect. You can verify this basis the Election Commission's website. BJP received 8,252 crores through electoral bonds, not 6,000 crores as wrongly quoted. His team did a shoddy research because they were quoting half-baked data that Hindu newspaper reported. What does he mean when he says 20,000 crores worth of bond? Data from SBI shows that bonds worth 16,492 crores were redeemed between March 2018 and January 2024. And of this, BJP received 8,252 crores. This means BJP cornered almost half the money raised from electoral bonds. That's the fact, that's the data. Why is he deliberately quoting wrong numbers? Because he knows the power of repeating a lie over and over again, especially in the day and age of WhatsApp. Amit Shah ji also gave half big data when he said that TMC received 16,000 crores or when Congress received 14,000 crores. Those numbers are partially correct. I'll give you some context. Electoral bonds were issued in 30 phases since 2018. Now, until March 14, data was made available only for the first 25 phases. And that is what he is quoting, missing out on the 5 phases. The disclosure made by Election Commission this week, it includes the data for remaining phase. And that will reveal the full picture. I would look at all 30 phases. Why look at just 25 phases? The full picture is that 25 political parties redeemed bonds worth rupees 16,492 crores between 1st March 2018 till January 2024. BJP had the highest share. Second is Congress, 1,952 crores. Congress is then followed by TMC. But I don't understand why Amit Shah ji is underplaying the money collection. It's a remarkable feat if you think about it. Congress can't even collect the money for elections. How can they rule over India? BJP is so incredibly efficient. Whosoever is a better thief, they should rule over India. Congress is a joke. But yes, when Congress was in power, they could collect it well. Colgate scam, 2G scam, Spectrum scam. But no one can match the efficiency of the electoral bond scam. There's another story that no one has told you. It is to be duly noted that electoral bonds, they are not the only way in which political parties receive funding. Okay. What's the other way? Political parties in India, they also accept large donations from electoral trusts. What are these electoral trusts? These are special entities. These are special entities created for the sole purpose of collecting contributions from individuals and corporations. And then these electoral trusts, they distribute these funds to political parties in India. In India, electoral trusts, they are governed by Electoral Trust Scheme 2013, all available. And to be very honest, this scheme allows for more transparency and more accountability in the funding of political parties. In that video, Amit Shah ji is asked, if you were to watch the full video, what was the process before? This was something in existence since 2013. Unlike the electoral bonds that gave complete anonymity to the donors until Supreme Court struck down the scheme to be illegal and unconstitutional, donations from electoral trusts, they are to be disclosed to the commission on annual basis. And do you know how much BJP received in comparison to Congress through electoral trusts? BJP received more than 9 times the amount received by Congress. So what does it mean? It means that BJP actually received at least 12,834 crores of funds between 2018 and 2023. That is more than double the number cited by our dashing Home Minister. Chronology was not correct this time. But this is a good thing, it should not be ashamed of it. Basically shows how efficient BJP is. If Congress were in power, they could not have done this. They could not even manage the CAG during the Manmohan Singh ji's era. How could they have managed the country? They were fighting amongst themselves for power. BJP has the money and BJP will weave the narrative. And BJP should be credited in collecting that money. Nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, be it the stock market or the political markets, people invest in right companies. In this case, right political parties. BJP seems to be the winning horse. And that's why they have all the funds. But is there any flaw in this argument? BJP is a winning horse. People bet on winning horses. If they were to get fund or give fund, you will give to a winning horse. Why would you provide donations to weak parties? Any flaw in this argument? Because there's a company, a very interesting company run by a lottery king called Future Gaming and Hotel Services. Its operating revenue is around 500 crores for the financial year that ended in March 2022. Do you know how much they donated via electoral bonds? Between 2020 and January, 1,368 crores. That is how much they donated as political funding. What is the reason? The reason is simple, because that company is under the radar of multiple agencies, including CBI, ED, income tax departments for years. In 2019, ED, they attached properties worth hundreds and, I think, 119 crores that belonged to a person called Martin, Santiago Martin. And very interestingly, Santiago Martin's elder son joined BJP in the presence of Ram Madhav. And Santiago Martin is not alone. Yashoda Hospitals was raided by income tax in 2020. And after that, he donated 162 crores a few months later. And we can go on and on. Personally, I think all Indians should unite together and they should declare BJP to be democratically elected dictatorship. And BJP should get rid of all the taxes. You don't have taxes to this extent in the Middle East. BJP should raise electoral funds, distribute amongst the people of India, use that money to grow India, be the Robin Hood. And this would be amazing. We all would be rich. BJP will stay in power and there will be no taxes. Run the country on the basis of political donations. Whatever BJP is doing is not unique. Any ruling party does that. And that is why there are checks and balances. Checks and balances in the form of judiciary, executive, legislature. That is why there is judicial review. That some may term it as judicial activism, translating into judicial overreach. It's a travesty that India has one of the most incompetent opposition leaders, one of the most incompetent journalists. But yes, India has one of the most competent ruling party, incredibly efficient. Indians will continue to fight over Hindus, Muslims, castes. Indians will keep on doling out labels of Bhakt, anti-national. And in that journey, nothing, eventually India is going to lose badly every single time. Whether you like it or not, today, the first thing that an Indian wants to do is to figure out a way to leave India. Because there's nothing left. All the entrepreneurs who are in awe of India, they have their registered company in Dubai and Singapore. They see India as a potential huge market. That's it. Even the kids of Indian diplomats are giving up on Indian citizenships. Indian ambassador to Cambodia, her kids have given up Indian passport. She is not alone. There are many. Millions of Indians have renounced their citizenship in just a few years. In Parliament, I think Dr. Jayashankar gave that number, the exact number. Why? Because there are no jobs. There has to be a distinction between being unemployed and underemployed. PhD holders applying to become constables, that's underemployment. PhD holders selling pani puri, underemployment. There is a slew of chai walas, MBA chai wala, BTech chai wali, Dolly chai wala. Please think of India, work for India. You may romanticize over the idea of giving up on India, but please do not. We can't let India become a hellhole, and it will become a hellhole as long as our source of knowledge is WhatsApp family groups. Because that's a way to weave narrative. And whosoever has the highest proportion of money, that's how they will weave narrative. These are just tools. Twitter is a tool, WhatsApp is a tool, Instagram is a tool. Media agencies are tools. Dancing on the money power. So let's take a break from politics and let's come back to polity. It is remarkable that you are studying polity at a historic time in India's history. Why? Because today you are actively living, breathing, experiencing polity. And that is exactly how I wanted. And that is why polity, society, governance, it was the last subject that we picked up. So let's come back to the beautiful story of analyzing our fundamental rights. We understood Article 12, Article 13. We have understood the preamble, the initial articles, where we went on to conquer over China. But today we'll start a story of Article 14. Because UPSC this year, or any other exam that you are appearing for, they will ask you a question from this. Article 14. Article 14 says that the state shall not deny any person equality before the law or the